Let's review Unit 3, Fractions, addition and subtraction of mixed numbers. When adding or subtracting mixed numbers, we add or subtract the whole numbers first, and then we work on the fraction part. Let's take a look at the example, 3 1/4 plus 2 3/8. When I'm solving this problem, the very first thing I'm going to want to do is add the whole numbers. So I have 3 1/4 plus 2. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And then I will add the fraction to it so that I have a mixed number again, 5 1/4. Now I have to add 5 1/4 plus 3/8 because I only added the two wholes from the 2 3/8. So now 5 1/4 plus 3/8 equals, well, first I have to find a common denominator because I'm adding unlike fractions. I know I have 5 whole, so I can bring that over, but now I must find a common denominator. A common multiple of 4 and 8 is 8, so 8 will be my common denominator. 4 times 2 equals 8, so that means I must multiply my numerator times 2 as well. 1 times 2 equals 2. And now I have to add the 3/8. Now I have common denominator. I can go ahead and add my numerators and keep my denominator the same. So this equals 5 5/8. And that's my final answer. Now let's take a look at subtracting mixed numbers. Remember, when adding or subtracting mixed numbers, we add or subtract the whole numbers first, and then we work on the fraction part. So let's look at the example 4 3/4 minus 1 5/6. The first thing I'm going to want to do is subtract my whole numbers. 4 minus 1 equals 3. So I've just subtracted my whole numbers. Now, you'll notice I keep the fraction part the same. So I've subtracted 4 minus 1 equals 3, and then I'm keeping my 3/4 on my first fraction. So now I want to take 5/6 away from 3 3/4. So I'm going to rewrite my problem after subtracting my whole numbers. Now, my next step is going to be to find a common denominator. So I'm bringing my whole number over first because there's nothing that I need to do with that number right now. Now I'm going to take a look at the denominators 4 and 6 and ask myself what would be a common denominator. Well, 12 is a common multiple of 4 and 6. So 12 is going to be my common denominator. So 3/4 is the same as 9/12. So I multiplied both my numerator and my denominator by 3 to get 9/12. Now I want to do the same for 5/6 here. I'm going to want to make my denominator 12. So I'm going to multiply my numerator and denominator by 2, and I will get 10/12. Now taking a look at this problem here, we can see that our 10/12 is a larger fraction than 9/12. I can't take 10 away from 9. So I'm going to need to take a look at my whole number here. Now remember, this whole number is the same as saying, since my denominator is 12, this is the same as saying 12 over 12 plus 12 over 12 plus 12 over 12. Because 12 over 12 equals 1. So this is saying 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. So I'm going to need to borrow one whole and rewrite this problem because, like I said, I can't take 10 from 9. So I'm going to borrow 12/12. And I'm going to be left with 2 whole now because I'm borrowing one of those 12/12. Now, in my numerator, I'm going to add 12/12 plus 9/12. So my numerator will become 21. My denominator stays the same, stays at 12. So now I can take away 10/12. When I subtract 21 minus 10, I'm going to get 11, and my denominator stays the same. So my answer is 2 11/12.